Hello, hello. My name is Ashlee, and welcome to my channel. This is a bit of a casual video. So I don't have my webcam or my microphone. I'm out of town right now, and I did record some stuff beforehand, but I really just wanted to look at some people uh melting down, like the responses after the incredible wins in New York. And so I wanted to watch everyone freak out and melt down, and then I wanted to watch some people being excited. So that's what we're going to do today, and I'm very excited. And so before we get started, please like and subscribe and all the things to help me grow my channel. Yeah, let's get into it. So last night I did a video also just also a very low quality video because I wasn't even using my computer, I was using my phone. But I just was talking about how excited I was um that literally all the people that Zoran endorsed won. And DSA just had such an incredible night last night, and it really just it gave me so much hope, and I hope it gives you so much hope, because there are so many other places where this can happen, and St. Louis being one of them. Right? So Cori Bush's primary is coming up on August 4th. If you live in St. Louis, please door knock. If you don't, you can always phone bank. And so please do that, because Wesley Bell has a ton of money coming from APAC and all of these other sources. And he is starting to come out with commercials. And of course, he's lying, saying he's like anti-ICE, even though he literally signed the thank you letter to ICE in Congress. So we need to we need to get him out of office, and we need to combat that narrative that he's creating, because the narrative he created last time he ran against Cori Bush, when he was like, oh, she wasn't there for votes and all this other kind of stuff, seemed to really work on people. And so hopefully we can have the same result in St. Louis. But anyway, I just I'm just having the best time seeing everyone melt down. That's literally like what I did this morning, was watch like every news story about New York, because you have the corporate Democrats who are like, well, it's just New York. Like, it has nothing to do with the Democratic Party, da da da. And you have like these Democrats, these corporate Democrats that are like, oh, the DSA are parasites. And I guess someone else said that, oh, if you're going to run in the Democratic Party, but then be against Democrats, then we're not going to give you our resources and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, but you already don't. Like, that's why this was so incredible, because they won in spite of the Democratic Party. They won in spite of the Democrats putting all their money and time into these incumbents, right? And that's why I think it's so funny that corporate Democrats are coping in this way, because you can tell they're scared because they're on defense, but they don't want to admit it. Some of them don't want to admit it, and it's quite funny, because they literally, like, since when has the Democratic Party as like a corporate entity ever helped any progressive, ever helped any DSA candidate? When have they ever done that? In fact, they do the opposite. They do the opposite, and they fight tooth and nail against them. They put all their resources against them. So when I saw someone saying that, like, oh, well, if you're gonna run as the DSA, or you're gonna wave the DSA flag and run as a Democrat, like, don't ask for any help. It's like, yeah, no one has. Actually, the reason people are so excited is because they won in spite of the Democratic establishment putting their resources against them. That's why this is such a big deal. And I just don't think the Democrats are ready. I don't think that they're ready. And it's funny to watch them melt down. And it's even funnier to watch right wingers melt down because they're over here like, oh, the Democrats really need to get it together. The Democrats need to get it together. And it's funny because it's like, is this not, like, that's what Fox News has been doing, and we're going to watch some stuff. But that's what Fox News has been doing, and it's like, are you not Fox News? Like, why are you telling the Democrats what to do? If this was such a slam dunk for you all, if you think you're going to win now because you're running against socialists, which you're not, but if you think that, like, this is such a slam dunk and now all these Republicans are going to win, why are you freaking out? Why are you melting down? Why are you getting so upset? Like, you're upset because, like, Republicans are upset and Democrats. They're both upset because they understand that their power and their time with this power is becoming limited. If they do not start changing their views and start working for the people, then they're going to be obsolete. And that's just where we are. And I don't think a lot of these politicians are ready for that. I don't think they're ready for that. And so instead, they're just in this like denial, like lash out mode where they're just lashing out at everyone, and they're like, this is not the Democratic Party. This is not the electorate. No, that's just in New York, and they're wrong. They're wrong. Okay? Because even if people don't call themselves a socialist, like even if that's not the wording that they're using, they still want a lot of these policies, right? They still want to be able to afford their life, right? They still want to have social services. They want to have their needs met. And things are getting so bad. And the Democrats have stopped caring about working people for so long that they can't see that this whole day and age of getting money and getting money from all these lobbyists, getting money from all these corporate PACs is just not, like, people don't want that. People don't want that. It's not fooling people anymore, okay? Especially the Democratic base. The Democratic base does not want this shit, right? They don't want genocide enablers. They don't want genocide people who excuse the genocide. Like, people don't want that, right? They don't want our money going to that. They don't want our tax dollars going to that. They want them to come back to them and help their community. That's what people want. And so when you have candidates like DSA candidates going out there and telling people, hey, I'm funded by you, and I want to work for you, not for these corporate donors, that speaks to everyone. And it's just really exciting. It's just very exciting. And let's get into the meltdown already. I've ranted enough. I've rambled enough. Okay, so I was not able to watch the Majority Report today. I'm gonna have to watch it. I'm gonna have to watch it on YouTube, but I was not able to watch it today, but I did see this picture and I love it because it's a New York Post newspaper, and it says The Hateful Slate. I love when Emma, like, cause she did this when the Knicks came in. When the Knicks won, she was wearing her sunglasses. It was great. Yeah, love this. And last night I was watching Hassan, and she was drunk, and she was like, 3-for-3, baby. It was iconic. And then, okay. What a night. Please stop calling me a terrorist radical. Thanks. Son was also drunk last night, and he was going off on Richie Torres. He was like, Richie Torres, I'm coming for you. We're coming for your seat. Oh, it's incredible. Watching everyone have such a great time was so incredible. It was incredible. Because, you know, things are still bad. Like, things are not good. Like, of course, the Iran war, that didn't end. I had a tiny bit of hope, but I was very skeptical. But I had a tiny bit of hope that this would, you know, the memorandum of understanding, or whatever the hell it's called. Um, I thought that we were getting somewhere, but we obviously were not. And so, you know, things still suck. Prices are still outrageous. It is near impossible to live. But I think that because it's so apparent what's going on right now, um, that more and more people, even if they aren't like, even if they don't necessarily consider themselves like a socialist, they want to vote for people who actually give a shit, you know? And yeah, it's so cool to see. Okay. All right. This is Claire Valdez, and this is her the next day after she won. So shock from the left. I love this picture. Um, Sam Cedar said congressional districts with some of the largest Jewish populations in the country just told AIPAC to suck it. To suck it. And of course, so this is the thing, like, a lot of people are like, oh my God, like, that's why they called it, that's why the New York Post called them the hateful slate, because they really like a lot of people are gonna be, oh my God, this is like Nazi Germany. It's so insane to watch Fox News hosts sit here and tell me that this is like the beginning of Nazi Germany in New York, when they're literally out here being like, well, if Trump wants another term, who knows? Who knows? Like, I don't know, maybe he can. It doesn't make any sense. Like, they are out here every single day, promoting fascist policies, right? Literally regurgitating fascist propaganda every day on Fox News. And is all of the people that won were against AIPAC. They're like, oh my God, this is the beginning of Nazi Germany. No, man. No. Well, I mean, kind of. Like, we technically, America is in that place. But not because socialists won in New York, but because of Donald Trump and his authoritarianism. Okay. Anyway, so Michael A. Cohen said, this is genuinely a scary night for New York Jews. And Mehdi Hassan said, yeah, it must be genuinely scary for the Jewish residents of New York's 10th, one of the most Jewish districts in America, who voted tonight to replace a pro-genocide Jewish congressman with an anti-genocide Jewish congressman. And it's true. And again, like, I don't, people who still think that they can sit here and support a genocide is truly mind-boggling to me, because not only is it just horrific, and I'm sorry, but like, if you're still excusing Israel at this point, like, you're just a bad person. I don't know. Like, you're just a bad person. And so many people are like, not like, so many people are like, I just don't understand why everyone hates Israel. I don't understand why everyone hates AIPAC. Like, even Joe, whatever the hell his name from Morning Joe, is like, well, like, the reason we're here is because of the reason no one likes Israel is because of Benjamin Netanyahu. And I was like, whoa. Like, I literally watched that this morning, and I was like, oh my God. Like, I can't believe this is coming out of his mouth right now. Because he notoriously has been like extremely pro-Israel. And so when that came out of his mouth, I was like, whoa, like, that's how you know the tides are changing. And again, politicians who continue to support this genocide and continue to support AIPAC are not going to be relevant anymore. Right? They're going to become obsolete. And if they don't get with the program, then yeah, they're going to lose their seats. And they should. So yeah, this one tickled me right here. This one from Jang tickled me. I saw this and I started laughing, because I think it's quite funny that Jang This is what Jank said. So Jank said the grassroots left wing just knocked out the establishment on its ass in New York. Mamdani sends his regards. Corporate Dan Goldman and the other establishment candidates all lost. This is a bona fide voter revolt. The rebellion might have started tonight. Vote out the incumbents. And it's really funny to me. Like, this is so bizarre to me. Like, Jank is so bizarre to me. Like, I just don't understand. Because I'm like, okay, great. Like, okay, I'm glad you support them. But also, like, you're a capitalist. And like all of your friends are like melting down. All of your right-wing friends are like melting down, like having an existential crisis right now. And it's just funny that Jank and Anna and all of these people really thought that they were just going to really thought that going to the right was the popular thing to do, or was the best thing to do, like monetarily or whatever. And now who's winning? Who's I mean, all of those races, they were essentially like they essentially like blew the incumbents out of the park. Like who's doing that? Who's doing that? It's the socialists. It's the max left. That's who's doing that. So now you want to support us. Now you want to support the crazy max left. Okay. Okay. I see you, Jay. I see you. Okay, and then Laura Loomer, as insane as ever, of course. She said if you're Jewish in NYC, now is your time to move. After tonight's election in New York, nobody who is Jewish is safe. Like, I don't even know what that means. Like, what does that mean? Again, Brad Lander is Jewish. Like what do you mean? And you all said this when Zoran won, and what has happened? What he has not done anything to make Jewish people feel unsafe in New York. All he has been doing is making New York better. Everyone loves him. So it's like, what do you mean? and then she says, I'd love to see the Trump administration address this Islamic takeover of America and the exploding Jewish hatred. First of all, again, Brad Lander's Jewish. Claire Valdez is not Muslim. I don't think Daria Lisa might be, but I don't think so. And so they did. I don't understand. What do you mean Islamic takeover? Not that like if they were that would mean it's an Islamic takeover. It's obviously racist. She's a racist piece of shit. But you're just looking at them and you see that they're brown, and so you're like, oh, this is an Islamic takeover. What? And she says, we need leadership on this issue. It's dangerous. You are dangerous. Like, I love that all these crazy ass people, all of these fascist ass people who on a daily say some of the most horrendous things want to come out now and be like, oh my God, this is so dangerous. And they want to cry. They want to cry. Because like, I can't believe the socialists are winning. And now they're not saying socialist anymore because they've realized that socialist is not a scary word anymore. And they can't scare people away by saying the word socialist. So now they're saying, oh, well, it's kind of communism. It's the cousin of communism. And I'm just like, bro, this shit isn't working anymore. The red scare shit is not working. Because capitalism does not work, okay? All right? We are literally living in a dying empire where we have no infrastructure. Our infrastructure is crumbling. Everything is entirely expensive. Like nobody can live on what they're getting paid on one job alone. And it's just like things are getting worse every day. Things are getting worse every day, and people experience this, and this is capitalism. And so when capitalism is not working, what do you think people are going to do? Do you think that socialism and communism is now going to be scary to them? No, because this is obviously not working. Okay. So, and then I just really like this picture because it's really cute. It's this Ed Wokeness guy said 3 out of 3 Mom Donnie backed candidates won their Democratic primaries tonight. Face it, this is the party. This is his party now. Like, all the Republicans are so funny. They are like melting down. They're like, the Democrats are becoming socialists. It's the whole party. They're infiltrating the party. The reasonable Democrats need to get it together. And they sound like Nancy Pelosi when she said we need to have a strong we need to have a strong Republican Party. Like, that's literally what all these. It's God. It's just. It's so nice to finally see all of them freak out because for so long it's just so hard. I feel like it's so hard for the left to be taken seriously sometimes, and for people to actually believe that that candidates like this, like DSA candidates, can win. And now that it's happening, it's just glorious to see how much they're freaking out and how much it's fun to see them in this position, because for so long it's been people on the left who are like trying to get people on our side, trying to get people to understand like we need these policies. And Democrats and Republicans were always like, oh, they're crazy, and now it's so funny to see them freak out because, like, the Republican Party is insane. Okay, in that party and the media pundits, like literally insane. Okay, they say some wild ass shit. Like, we're gonna watch Jesse Waters say some deranged shit. Okay, and they have the nerve to sit here and be like, "Oh my God, Zoran! Oh, it's a communism takeover." It's so stupid. It's just fun to watch. It's fun to watch these right wingers melt down in particular, because they, the far right took over their party, right? And I mean, I personally believe that most conservatives were always far right because they always wanted the same kind of policies, right? But when Marjorie Taylor Greene came on the scene, and the funny thing is Marjorie Taylor Greene is like the normal one now. But when Marjorie Taylor Greene came on the scene, when Matt Gaetz came on the scene, when Lauren Boebert came on the scene, everyone was like, "Oh my God, they're insane! Like, they're on the fringe." And now they're considered the tame ones, right? And so it's funny because they fundamentally changed the Republican Party. Donald Trump also fundamentally changed our politics. And so now that people on the left are doing that, and it's finally happening on the left, they don't know how to act. Like, they do not know how to act, and it is glorious. Okay, let's see. Mark Levin. Mark Levin is freaking out. It's hilarious. He said, I warned that Mamdani was more than a cancer in New York, that he'd be the hub for expanding the Marxist Islamist revolution through the country. That's the plan, and it's working. Okay, and then this is what Donald Trump posted on True Social. He said, Mayor Mamdani pulled through 3 communists and has received loud and universal applause from the fake news media. That's not true. Like, literally, I watched so many videos this morning, so many. And it was so funny to see all these corporate Dems just try to cope and to just try to be like, well, it's just New York. Like, I don't know how many times I heard that this morning. Well, it's just New York. It's just New York. This other moderate one in this other place. And it's so funny. Like, they don't want to admit that the base of the party does not want the establishment anymore. Does not want the incumbents. Like, we're done. We're done. It's over. You can no longer sit here and get corporate money and then say you're fighting for the people and have people just blindly believe you. Like, that's gone. That day and age is gone. That day and age is gone. Thank goodness. But it's gone. And they can't do that anymore, which is why they're freaking out. So no, the fake news media was on applause. It was not giving him applause. They were most of them were trying to undercut it a lot. Oh, it's not that big of a deal, it's a blue district anyway. It's local politics. Who cares? Which is not true. Which is not true, and they know it's not true. But they're worried. They're worried. Okay, and then he said, "Congratulations, Mr. Mayor. I went 16-0 last night, helping to elect wonderful American patriots, and the media doesn't say a word. Over the last 2 years, my endorsement has netted 259 primary wins and almost no losses with zero media attention." Fake news, President President DJT. It's funny because he's mad that Zoran is better than him. It's like, oh, well, I got this many people elected in the primary. First of all, Donald Trump has been doing dual endorsements now because he doesn't want to lose. And so half of the endorsements, so a lot of the, I don't really think that because he endorsed them, they won. Because a lot of people, I don't know how many people he dual endorsed, but I know he did dual endorse, I forgot what state it was. Was it South Carolina? But there was a race where he endorsed one person and then they lost, and then when he endorsed them, they had to do a runoff, so they didn't outright win. So then he endorsed the other person, and then that person won. And so he's taking credit for that, but it was well, you endorsed the other person first, and then when you realized that other person was losing and didn't outright win, you endorsed the other person. That's not how this works. All right, and so let's see. So okay, so this is Hakeem Jeffries. Hakeem Jeffries is coping hard. He is coping hard. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's incredible. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's incredible. And everyone, Fox News keeps saying, "Oh, well, these are going to be they're going to be in his caucus. If he wins, then they're going to have to be they're going to be in his, they're going to be under him. Are they going to listen to him? Are they going to vote for him? Are they going to vote for his stuff?" And it's so funny if he becomes the House leader. And a lot of them said, no, they'll fight against Hakeem Jeffries. I'm like, damn right. I'm sorry. What has Hakeem Jeffries done? Fox News is over here oh, we love Hakeem Jeffries. Yeah, the rest of the Democratic Party doesn't like Hakeem Jeffries. So when you say that if Hakeem Jeffries is not doing, if whatever he's trying to push is not good, they're going to fight against it. And hell yeah, because they should. Because they should. And unfortunately, that is one of the that's some of the rhetoric that worked against Cori Bush last time, but I don't think it doesn't have the same weight this time, right? Because this time people realize who the Democratic establishment is and realize who AIPAC is, whereas before you could say, oh, well, they've fought against Joe Biden, and oh, can you believe it? And they tried to do that in the races in New York too. They're like, oh, well, they said this about Obama, and they said this about Kamala Harris, and nobody cared. And nobody cared. Nobody cared because people can see through this shit now. Thank goodness. I'm so happy. But anyway, this is Hakeem Jeffries. So following a rough night for several establishment-backed Democrats in New York, I asked Hakeem Jeffries if he's concerned about a future primary challenge from a Mamdani-backed candidate. He should be. Eventually. I'm still mad that she didn't run. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I forgive him because now look where we are. Okay, anyway. Let's hear what Hakeem Jeffries has to say.
About the results in New York last night. You said Mamdani was not the future of the party. Do you regret those statements?
I think the future of the party is diverse and is anchored in the fact that we've got candidates all across the country who are running to take back control of the House of Representatives so we can end the national nightmare that's taken place. Mayor Mamdani has been off to a great start as mayor. We have a good working relationship, and that will continue moving forward.
The NRCC dropped off flowers at your office this morning and condolences for the candidates that you endorsed that lost. Do you have any reaction to that?
The thing is that the NRCC and Republicans spent millions of dollars trying to pick Mike Lawler's opponent, and they failed miserably. And Kate Conley, who's now the Democratic nominee, is going to take Mike Lawler out in November, and we're going to take back control of the House of Representatives.
That's not what they asked, and that has been like the go-to for every single person talking about these primaries is, well, Kate Connolly, she's a moderate and she got it, and so it's, that's just that part of New York. Yeah.
And then finally, do you have any comment? Are you concerned at all about a primary challenge in 2 years from Mamdani endorsed candidate?
When you ask me a serious question, I'll give you a serious answer.
You think you're so funny. That is a serious question. And that kind of arrogance is why we need to vote out incumbents like Hakeem Jeffries. Because, when you ask me a serious question, that is a serious question. And honestly, you should start getting prepared for that. Because hopefully it will happen. It will happen. All right, so then Scott Jennings. Oh God. Okay, so Scott Jennings is having a meltdown as well. Scott Jennings said, "What is happening right now in New York City? The Democratic Socialist takeover, the Democratic Party should frighten not just Jewish Americans, but all Americans everywhere, because this is the direction the Democrats are headed nationally." Your mouth to God's ears, man. Your mouth to God's ears, man. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay.
I'm surprised you sort of glossed over the main issue in this race, which is Israel. I mean, Dan Goldman is a congressman, and he's Jewish, and he went into a coffee shop this weekend in Brooklyn, and they said, "You're not welcome here anymore." Brad Lander is out speaking in mosques, telling those people that he'd like to go align himself with Ilhan Omar and the rest of the squad. Dan Goldman.
Why does that matter? Well, what is wrong about, first of all, going to a mosque and talking to people? What is so wrong about that? First of all, you just sound racist. Second of all, what's wrong with aligning with Ilhan Omar? She's one of the best Congress people we have.
Goldman's only sin, I guess, is that he thinks Israel has a right to exist.
You said it.
That has been the principal issue in this, and you've got the mayor of New York City, Mamdani, out saying about AIPAC and Jewish Americans who have participated in our politics that they are, quote, monsters. What is happening?
That is not what he said. That is not what he said, and that's how a lot of people are trying to spin it, but that is not what he said.
Happening right now in New York City, the Democrat Socialist takeover of the Democratic Party should frighten not just Jewish Americans, but all Americans everywhere, because this is the direction the Democrats are headed nationally. Look what's happening in Michigan, and it is frightening. Throwing Democrat Jewish congressmen out of coffee shops in Brooklyn, New York, it's not 1930s Germany. This is the United States of America. I'm surprised you sort of glossed over.
That's their new thing. Oh my God, this is 1930s Germany. And it's so funny because when it's Donald Trump, when we literally have like parallel histories, right? Parallel events that literally are like what happened literally before Nazi Germany with Donald Trump, when that is literally happening right now and has been. Now you want to say, oh, because of that, like this is, Nazi Germany. Now, I don't really know much. I don't know much about the coffee shop thing, but I know that he got like a refund and I don't know. Like, it's funny to me because Republicans are the ones who literally keep suing the government and want to try to take down Obergefell because they keep getting this lady to come in and say, well, she doesn't want to make cakes for gay people, even though no gay people have asked her to make cakes. And they're like, well, she should be able to say no to them. And like that's who the Republican Party is. And now they're crying about Dan Goldman. Like, it's weird. Also, Brad Lander, who won against him, is Jewish, and you're implying that he's not because he goes to mosques and agrees with Ilhan Omar. Like, that's what you're implying, and that's also racist. Um, okay, so last video here, saved the best for last. Not really the best. Like, this is actually incredibly racist and incredibly horrible. But Jesse Waters is having a epic meltdown. Like, everyone on Fox News is having an epic meltdown, and they have been for the past week. And and it's quite funny.
Crazy communists to right-wing tough guys. Is that how America is supposed to be?
Do you think of yourself as a right-wing tough guy, Jesse Waters? That's not really what I see when I look at you, like, at all.
Because that's the way it looks. These people don't believe in borders, capitalism, our founding fathers. They're here to steal, punish us, and then throw around welfare. This is a third world takeover. This is what...
Dude, it's so funny that he's like, this is a third world takeover. Bro, look at America, look at our infrastructure, and then look at, like, any other country. China, look at Brazil, look at all these places, and then look at us. Then look at us. What? We're like in the dark ages compared to a lot of places, okay? We just are. So no, this is just objectively false.
What happens when you import the third world? Did you know that New York City is 70% non-white, 40%?
What and it's like, okay, this is what's so, of course it's racist. It's racist as hell. But New York City has always been a city of immigrants. Okay? And they're freaking out because they're white nationalists. Because Jesse Waters is a white nationalist. And they just want white men to vote. That's all they want. And so they're freaking out because now, because now no one is believing them, no one is listening to them because they have people telling them, hey, we're going to work for you and not for the billionaire class, which Jesse Waters just wants to lick the boot for. But it's incredibly racist.
Foreign born, 50% of the apartments, they don't even speak English, not even their first language.
Okay. And who cares? Who cares? Does that, like, what is that even supposed to mean? Like, what does that even mean? Do you not think that white people didn't vote for them? Like, first of all, like, I don't even know. Like, I just don't even know because do you think that just, like, white people didn't vote for them? Like, is that what you think? Do you think that just out of, like, I'm just so confused because and of course they're doing this because they don't want immigrants to be able to vote. Like, as you'll see here in a second, I don't think they want them to run for office. And it's like, well, Ted Cruz is not American. He's a Canadian. Why is he in office? Why is he in office? Okay? Like, we can do this too. It's ridiculous.
These three women who Mamdani endorsed weren't even born in New York City.
Okay, first of all, Brad Lander is not... These three women. Okay, Brad Lander is not a woman, and I'm pretty sure Brad Lander was born in New York.
They weren't even raised in New York City. They're carpetbaggers.
Oh my God.
Carpetbaggers, Jessica. And everyone's talking about, like, oh, Mamdani, oh, you got all this juice. Like he's this, like, harmless novice politician on a hot streak.
So mad. He's so mad. He's so mad. And it's funny, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do with themselves because they're not the ones controlling the narrative.
This guy is trouble. This guy is a Trojan horse, and communism is going to take over the Democrat.
And Jessica Tarlov's gonna be like, yeah, no, I kind of agree. I said, she's like probably gonna agree. So let's be real.
Party, and then we're going to have to beat it because you can't.
And you can't beat
do
it.
anything else besides beat it to a pulp.
Yeah, well, you can't. You can't. You're not going to be able to because what policies do you stand for, Jesse Water? How do you want to help people, Jesse Water? Do you want to help people who are struggling? No. Do you know what Fox News was talking about the other day? About how everyone is just struggling, and because they're struggling, they don't want to take ownership of that. They want, this is literally, like, it's the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life. People are struggling because prices are out of control. Because of the Iran war, because of the Strait of Hormuz, and also because of corporate greed, okay? And it has been like this for so long. And it's so funny because on Fox News, they were like, well, people are struggling and they just don't want to take ownership of that. So instead, they just want all this free stuff. And it's like, no. Do you know who gets free stuff? Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, they get free stuff. They get subsidies. They get our tax dollars. They get whatever they want. And what do they do in return? Not pay their employees enough. Not pay their employees a livable wage, and then complain and want to fight when their employees want to start a union because they're treated horribly by these billionaire psychopaths. Like, no. The handout class, the people who get handouts, the people who don't do shit for us, the people who do that are the billionaires. That is who is doing that. But anyway, this is a much longer video than I thought it would be. Just yapping away. And I hope you enjoyed. And I hope you're in a good mood. And thank you for watching. And I love you all very much. Bye.